Hey guys, it's Chloe. Welcome back to my channel, and if you don't know me, my name is Chloe and I love fashion, makeup, and beauty, everything, and I'm obsessed with vintage. That's a little bit about me. I am obsessed with it, and if you probably have been here before, you're like, Chloe, why are you not wearing any makeup? The reason I'm not wearing any makeup today is probably because you saw in the title. I'm going to show you all of my favorite products that I have in my makeup collection, and I think it's going to be a fun video because I love makeup. I've got a lot of it. If you have not seen in the past video, I've got a ton of it, so that wasn't even all of it, to say the least. So, without further ado, let's get right into the video and let's show you guys some of my favorite makeup. Okay, so we have to start out with like a primer, like a setting spray. That's what I'm thinking. So I love the Urban Decay Quick Fix. This is a great setting spray. It totally hydrates your face and gives you all those vitamins that you need on your face. Oh, it feels so good. Okay. And then after that, I'll usually I'll usually use the Professional on my face, but sometimes if I want kind of a lighter look, I'll just use the setting spray. So next, we have, of course, foundation. So I use the Bare Minerals foundation in the shade 07, Warm Light. And this is what it looks like. It matches my skin exactly. Like, it looks like it's too light. No, it's perfect. And then we've got this little brush. This brush is the best brush I have ever used. I share it with my mom. It is actually hers, but I kind of stole it because I love it. It's the It Cosmetics foundation brush. It's amazing. It blends out your foundation absolutely flawlessly. There's no creasing when you use this brush, even with creasy foundations. And I don't say that a lot, but this brush has worked miracles for all of my foundations that I've ever used. So I'm gonna put my foundation on. I need another pump and a half. Not a pump and a half, that would be a lot. Half of a pump, not a pump. Because if we're doing a look, we are doing a look. See, it just like blends out the foundation so well. It's amazing. I love it. Another thing I love about this foundation is it makes my skin look flawless. Like, you can just tell it looks so natural and glowy, and you could even wear this foundation on its own and there's no like color difference like between the skin. That's another thing I love about it. And I got this at Sephora. Yeah. Okay. So I know this seems kind of weird, but usually I will put on eyebrows next. Most people don't do that, but that's what I like to do because then you have your eyebrows already done so you don't mess up your eyeshadow. That's just what I like to do. And for brow products, I am obsessed with the MAC pencil liner. If you can't, my camera's not gonna focus, I can already tell. But that's what it looks like. It's a really great pencil. I surprisingly use the shade Strawberry Blonde. And on one end, it has the brush and then the pencil, of course. Oh my god. That was way out of my eyebrow. It's surprisingly really hard to do this in just viewfinder. Like, really hard. And then usually when I'm done with that, I'll just kind of brush them out. Just like this. And I like mine to come to a fine point at the end. So I'll usually wipe off the makeup. And that's what it looks like. And then I next take my Shape Tape foundation. Not that stuff, that is controversial. But I take the Shape Tape concealer and I put it usually on my under eyes like this. Usually in a triangle kind of formation because you get most product out of there. Right up here, usually on my chin, and just a tiny bit right on my brow bone, just right on my right kind of below it. And I use the shade Light because Light is one shade lighter than my usual foundation. So we'll just blend that out. So that is usually what I do, and as you can see, my skin is so flawless. It has none of that junk, like the really hardcore cakey look, which I really don't like cakiness. And you can see I have this little bit of redness, and sometimes if I'm trying to cover that up too, I'll just put a tiny little dot down there and I'll just blend that out. And then as you can see, once I blend it out, it covers it up totally. You can't really see much redness anymore. So you can tell this concealer works really good. Next, I'd say we'd probably go into bronzer because that makes the most sense. I use the Butter Bronzer. This stuff is amazing. I've never found a high-end bronzer that is as good as this. I have found a lot of bronzers. I've found the Pro Contour Kit from TJ Maxx. I have found the Estee Lauder bronzing. It's just nothing. Even the Hoola bronzer is not as good as the Butter Bronzer, in my opinion. So I'm going to take my little Eco Tools brush and just dip into the product. And another plus is that this stuff smells like a tropical vacation. So I'll just put a little bit here. Usually I don't wear bronzer, but since we're doing a full out makeup look, I'm like, we better wear bronzer. So once I've done that, I'll usually come up here if I'm going to wear some, just with the leftover product I have on my brush, and I'll just blend it out. Sometimes I'll blend it out with my fingers because it's a little bit easier actually when you're dealing with a powder product to use your fingers, because it just helps blend it out a lot better, in my opinion. So I just get a little tan glow, and that's what I'm looking for. So once I've gotten that, I will probably go into like moisturizing sprays because my face is like a dry Sahara desert after this. So I usually go in with the Mario Badescu Rose Water. I love this stuff. It's super cheap and it's amazing for the price. So, and usually I've noticed with this stuff, and by the way, it tastes really good. I just got some in my mouth. I've noticed with that stuff is it helps with your redness, like when you have a little redness on your cheeks and you spray some of that on, it totally helps in my opinion. Next, we're probably going to go on into blush. I love Becca Cosmetics, and I especially love her blushes. I use the Becca blush in the shade Camellia, and this is what it looks like. It's pretty like dark, but I think darker products are better because you figure like with blushes and stuff, because you get more product use out of it because you can just lightly, just barely put any on and then you get more use out of it. And I am using my brush I got from, what was it, Ipsy? Yeah, so I got it for $10 for the whole month. This is the Precise Foundation brush, and this brush, in my opinion, is way, way too thin for foundation. So I like to use it for blush. It's kind of stained, but I'll just apply a little bit of it right on my cheeks. I actually like a heavily amount of blush because blush makes you look like you have some expression on your face, and when you don't have blush, you look kind of weird. Again, I like blending it out with my fingers because you get that precision that you want right in the apples of your cheeks. So that's what that looks like. Then I usually go in with highlighter. I love a bunch of highlighters. I tend to lean towards cream highlighters because powder highlights are just so hard to work with because they can either stick to your foundation to make it look chunky, or it can just fall off and create like a bunch of sparkles on your face. So I really, really have been loving the Twinkle Stick from Tarte. It's a great, great, great highlight. I use mine all the time actually. It's just in like a stick form and it's creamy. It is amazing. I love it. So usually I'll put my all my highlight right on my nose, right like that. I'll put it right on my cheeks, and I'll usually put sometimes right on my lips, and a lot more on my nose because I love a good highlight on the nose. As you can see, it just gives a healthy little glow. So if you like a total bright highlight, you probably won't like this, but I like it because for school, it's a nice highlight. So that's what it looks like, and as you can see, it's shining in the sunlight right now because it's so pretty. So next I go in with eyeshadow primer. I have been loving the one from Urban Decay. This is the Primer Potion. If my camera would focus, you could see, but come on, little buddy. Gotta show. There we go. That's what it looks like. It's a great thing. The only thing I have to complain about it is that it is very expensive for how much you pay, like get in the product. But yeah, otherwise it makes my eyeshadow stand really good. I really like it, and it just looks almost like a foundation, but when you put it on, it like makes your eyes look really weird. But trust me, it feels really good after you have your eyeshadow on. And I forgot to say about this stuff, it is liquidy. It like sits on your eyes and it just like, ugh. Which, I mean, some people like that, but I personally don't. After I'm done with that, I like to usually probably go in with eyeshadow. My two favorite palettes right now are definitely the Chocolate Gold because it is literally the best palette I own. And of course, the original. Oh, I'm out of breath like talking so much. The Jaclyn Hill palette. They're both amazing. I personally like the Jaclyn Hill palette for its sparkles. The mattes are usually a little too streaky. Like, when you put it on, you don't get as much as you would swatch it. And that's exactly the same with the Chocolate Gold. I do not kid you. Every time I put this thing on, I'll put it on with my finger to get that really precise gold or silver kind of look I want. And then I'll swatch it and there'll be a ton of product left. And I'm like, where the heck is it going? So I don't really understand that, but I mean, when I put it on my eyes, it looks pretty. So that's the Chocolate Gold palette, the most famous palette I love. Then I will usually go in with my Morphe M433 brushes. These are great brushes. They're a little dirty, but I'm going for the same look anyway. The first shade I'm going to go into is definitely Rollin' in Dough right here. And then I'm going to do Classy and Sassy, no, Cocoa Truffle. And I'm just going to make it really dark so I can get a nice crease, and then we'll go in there. The nice thing about the Too Faced products is you get a lot of product for what you pay for. On the bad side, it totally, you're paying for it. You pay $50 per palette. I mean, that's kind of a lot in my opinion. But, I mean, if you're getting a good product, there's more expensive stuff you can buy. So, why do my eyes look green? Like, But anyway, then I'm going to go into Cocoa Truffle, which is that dark brown, and I'm going to put that right in my crease. Like, I know that looks like a ton of product, which it kind of is, but the good thing about Too Faced products is they come off really good. So you're paying for it when you get Too Faced. You get a really good price, or a really good deal. Don't bark, dogs, or I will be mad at you for ruining my video. Thank you. Once I am done putting this on my eyes, usually I will go in with the shade Classy and Sassy, which I think that's what I'm going to do today. See, there's like no pigment on there. Like, it doesn't make sense. So I'd say for the chocolate gold, yeah, probably have to go in with your fingers, because that's where it'll get the most pigment. So that's what it looks like so far. It's a nice glittery and then kind of a brownish look. And then usually I will go in with the shade Rich Girl right here. And I will put that right on the inner corner. So that's the look I think I'm going for today. And of course, you have to put a little bit of that up on your brow bone. So that is what I will do. So I highlighted my brow bone. And then usually if like this crease kind of gets a little light on me, I'll just go in with that Cocoa Truffle again and I'll just really darken it up. And then usually if I have some extra time, I'll go in again with the same shimmery shade. that's what it looks like. And then usually I will go in with lipstick. My favorite two lipsticks are either Posy K or the MAC Versa Color Stain in the shade Let's Stay Together. So today I think I'm going to go for more of a natural look, so I'm going to go with the Let's Stay Together by MAC. The cool thing about this stuff is it's a liquid, like a lip glossy, but it stays matte. So that's what it looks like. That's what it looks like. Actually, when I'm looking at it, I like this color, but not for this makeup look. So actually, I'm going to go in with this shade Urban Decay in the shade Crimson. I love this shade. I think a red will kind of suit this look a little bit better. And yeah. I think that looks a lot better. So after I'm done with that, oh, just flash back to the Miranda video when I put that on. I usually do eyeliner. There it is. This is the Kitten eyeliner by Tarte. I love it a lot. It's a really good eyeliner. The one thing I have to say about it is that it is really, really, really fine. So you have to go over your thick cat eyes a few times. But honestly, the color payoff is worth it. A lot of people ask me how I get such a good cat eye, and usually, of course, it's from dance, like all the practicing, but I usually just take my my liquid eyeliner and I'll just push it down right exactly where I want it, and then it'll just, and you just draw on the line. So that's pretty much what I do. See, I just drew in the line and then I'm gonna fill it in. If you don't get it the first time, it's okay. I did not get my cat eyes down right away, so it'll take a few times to get it right. So I'll just kind of go out like that and then draw it in. Of course, my cat eyes aren't perfect, but that's the way I kind of like to do mine. I like this one just to be a little thicker and this one to be a little bit thinner, like I think they look pretty good. So next, usually what I'll do is I will go in with a little bit of my Roller Lash mascara. This is a great mascara. It works really good. I really like this stuff. It is kind of expensive. It's like $30, I think, but it's definitely worth it if you're gonna use a mascara every day. A trick also with eyeliner is if you mess up like that, just kind of cover it with your eyeshadow and nobody will ever be able to tell. Another trick is if when you're doing your eyeliner, if you accidentally close your eyelids and you get a little stamp on the bottom, when you put your mascara on, nobody's gonna be able to tell. So that is the good thing about mascara. So that is what it looks like so far. And then of course I am not done. I have to add my, where'd it go? There it is. My all-nighter setting spray by Urban Decay. It's a great setting spray. If you ever have the chance to buy a setting spray, you should buy this stuff. This stuff's amazing. See, it just leaves it a little bit dewy. We made it through a whole video. Actually, I'm gonna retouch my lipstick before I do this whole intro. That's the hard thing about red lipstick is like if you mess up one single thing, it's like you're done for, Chloe. You're going down. It like doesn't work. Okay. So this is my makeup look. I really like it. I especially love the eyeshadow, the cat eyes, and the lipstick. I think it really adds a bunch. And I really like it. And yeah, I love these products. I know I didn't use the Jaclyn Hill palette. But the good thing about the Jaclyn Hill palette is there are two shades right here. These two. They can be used, excuse me. They can be used as highlighters. I like taking a very just little brush and I just brush a tiny bit against it and I just go like that and you can just look at that. That's blinding. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. I love it as a highlighter, as an eyeshadow. I would recommend it to a lot of people. Like, look at that. That's so pretty. The one bad thing about this technique is you can see it's a little bit powdery, but after once I'd applied it, you can see it's still a little streaky, I know. You just rub it out with your fingers and then it is gorgeous. So that is my makeup look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you guys soon and make sure to subscribe and like this video, and that's the way Chloe sees it. Okay, see you guys later. Bye. That was for all the Glee fans. Bye, guys.